Ladies and gentlemen, last year I made a prediction that in September the Northeast would get hit by a hurricane, and then in October Florida would get hit by a hurricane. Those predictions did not come true, but I was okay with it because it appeared that we had a new atmospheric defense team that was keeping the United States safe. And the fantastic news is that it would appear, to my eyes, the atmospheric defense team is still at it and doing better than ever. We have what is now Tropical Storm Arthur. It will be heading north, possibly to touch the tip of the nose of North Carolina. And then he gets kicked out like a football. See that? That was the GFS. We're now looking at the GEM. GEM does pretty much the same thing. And if you'll notice, they keep most of the convection pushed to one side and they try and separate it from the low, which prevents it from forming into something super major. But so then it gets right past North Carolina and then it gets kicked straight east like a football, protecting the people. This is the nav jam. And it's a mess that gets kicked straight east like a football. This is the icon, and it also gets up to the tip of the North Carolina OBX and then gets kicked like a football. So that is great news for us Americans. What is not great news is Cyclone Amphan is a dangerous threat to people in India, Bangladesh, and surrounding territories. It looks like a monster, and hopefully one day, if governments can learn to work together, we can play defense for other countries as well. Josh Morgerman, Ice Cyclone, late day glamour shot of Cyclone Amphan. It's steadily strengthening and should accelerate north-northeast. Latest track from somebody shows landfall in West Bengal, India late Wednesday, with center passing right over Kolkata, population 14 million. That would be a big deal. So there are lives in danger from a giant cyclonic storm. It does not appear that it will be Americans. I still think Tropical Storm Arthur has potential to become a low-grade Category 1 hurricane, especially with this new sunspot turning around to be Earth-facing. We may see it increase in intensity if this has activity. But this is a beautiful mess. Either way, Mother Nature is fascinating. And if we do have people working on our atmospheric defense team, I'm very proud of them. It's good to have people who are watching your back, trying to keep civilization standing, and trying to keep people safe. They did a pass through Air Force Recon to pass through the eye and found surface winds at 30 to 35 knots. It only takes 40 knots, I think, to become a hurricane strength, or it is 8 millibars away, but that is neither here nor there. So at this point, the only people that need to be watching this super, super closely are people in North Carolina, but that could change because it's still 2020. Schumann resident is kicking on and off again. And I get OCD about tropical storms and cyclones and typhoons and hurricanes, so I'll be super watching like a hawk, as will the whole weather Twitter team. But we watched this type of defense style happen almost all hurricane season last year. And so hopefully the defense will continue. You can see the shield is basically right there. And so this is the thing. If this keeps dropping, this should push it out to sea, which would be good. But there's still a whole lot of moisture active at the equatorial electric jet line. And I'm seeing some moisture surges in the Gulf that will probably lead to more rain and precipitation for the south. And this could still bring some heavy rains to the tip of North Carolina. So as of right now, the most serious concern will be heavy flooding. Not from that storm, not from the tropical storm, from the front that is moving over the country. For like North Carolina, whatever these states are, Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia's, I don't even know. And then here. So you may get heavy flooding here, super heavy flooding here, some heavy flooding on the tip of North Carolina, some heavy flooding here. You're going to get like a foot of snow in the Sierras. So it's still going to be wet, but we do not think that we're going to have a major tropical storm or hurricane do some damage. We've got the potential for some severe weather in the Midwest, and this is our storm that will bring heavy rain to this area and this area over the next few days. And then we have a day 4 warning for severe weather, and that's a really weird severe weather shaft. Never really seen a severe weather shaft like that. It would be for the Dakotas, Wyoming, and is that Nebraska? All right. And so, yes, this may not be that big of a deal in terms of damage, but this storm will probably do some damage and cause some major, major flooding. So keep your eye on it. And then we'll have a rain atmospheric event that will be moving into the Pacific Northwest. This is that rain I am talking about. So definitely stay on top of it. It's not going to be super hurricaney in May, but it is going to be super rainy. And then we got a new sunspot from Solar Cycle 25 in the offing, which will be turning around, and we will be checking it out. So that's that. I want everybody to have a very wonderful Sunday. I want to thank you for all your awesomeness, and thank you for being Asteroid Fight Club, and thank you, Atmospheric Defense Team, for keeping us safe. Peace out. God bless everyone.